About 6:30 in the morning, just laying here, listening to the beautiful birds singing their beautiful songs, thinking about getting up and eating my donuts and getting on the trail. Right now it's just so relaxing listening to these birds. Good morning, y'all. We're gonna rock it today. So I'm a tent roller. When I put my tent away, I roll it up as tight as I can get it, and then it always goes here in the side. I'm actually going to get that a little tighter with the straps, but that rolled up so tight this morning. It is so much a blessing that sometimes you don't think about when it's no dampness, no humidity, and it just rolls up nice and tight and doesn't have all the weight and heaviness to it. And it's going to be a great day. And dude, he wasn't any help at all. He just hanging out on this rock until we go. He didn't help me one bit. But that's okay. He's still cool. All right, I'm getting ready to get out of here. Definitely having some problems moving this morning. Not as quite as bad as it was yesterday afternoon when I was towards the end of the day, well, the last half of the day. For pain, the pain-wise, it's definitely better. But the mobility was way off this morning. I could barely move when I started hiking. The more I moved, it seemed like it was getting a little better, a little freeing up. Definitely doing a lot of praying as well. Believing God for a healing, a speedy healing. So far today, the trail seems to be a little bit cruisy, so hopefully it'll stay that way, and that will help it recover a little quicker. But I stopped and got some water. Filtered some water, and I looked at the map and realized that I was actually on the AT. I know, I'm supposed to be on the AT. But I guess there was a detour like right before that water going way up and around, because it looked like there was a bridge out or something, but it wasn't marked anywhere on the trail, so I wasn't sure. I decided to just keep going, see what happened. Worst case scenario, I just turn around and go back to where the detour was, but it looks like I've come to it right here. Looks like that bridge is out, and they've set up some logs, like a log bridge going across it with a rope, which I don't trust that for a second because of my balance. It's like one big log and one little log. The river looks like it might be low enough where I could just walk across it, and right there it looks, like below there, it looks almost like there's a way to cross it on the rock, so let's go check it out. But going back to the ankle, I think that it's going to be fine. I believe it's going to be fine. I just need to keep believing in it and praying and trying to move in the right way and so forth. And I think everything's going to be fine. And there we go. Didn't even need that bridge. So I'm not really sure why the detour was there, and that might have been maybe earlier in the year when there was snow melt and all of that, but as you can see, the bridge was out and broken. But I made it across. So detour not needed. For those of you who might be coming up behind me and not know for sure. Oh, I'm going this way. You do not need the detour. You could just cross right there across the creek or the river. It is fine. But, I know you're going to see these videos days after they're recorded, but keep that ankle in your prayers. I mean, I'm not quitting unless I can't walk. I will limp my way to the top of Mount Katahdin and put it in the bag along with everything else. I literally just had my trekking pole stuck in the dirt. I've had it stuck in the mud before. I've never had it stuck in the dirt. It almost took my body with it. But anyway, I digress. It's going to be a beautiful and a gorgeous and a conquering day. Getting ready, my friends, in just a little tiny bit to cross the Connecticut line for the first time, and a summit soon after, and then it will bounce back into New York, and then bounce back into Connecticut for the final time, and get to put New York in the bag. Let's have a good conquering day. Welcome to Connecticut, gateway to New England. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time on the AT, I am in New England. Unfortunately, I will only be in New England for about 8 to 10 miles, and then I'll be back in New York. And then I will be in New England to stay for the rest of this journey to Katahdin to finish up the Appalachian Trail Thru-Hike. I'm excited. My heart is pitter-pattering. I'm feeling goosebumps because I just stepped into New England for the first time. Whoa! Standing on the summit of 10 Mile Hill, the first summit of Connecticut, completely covered by trees, no views whatsoever, but that's okay. That doesn't change the fact the 10 Mile Hill is in the bag. So far, loving Connecticut. Just what the doctor ordered. Cruisier trail. More gradual climb to 10 Mile. That was just, I shouldn't say gradual and steepness, just like not rocks, not any scrambling, just a walk upwards, which is much easier on my ankle right now. So far the descent is the same. I don't know if it's going to be this way the whole state, but the state is somewhat small. Should be through it in a couple days, unless I stop and take a Nero or a Zero to rest the ankle, which I might do. Just depends how it acts today, I think. But it's so far nice and gradual and soft and pleasant. I guess that's a good word for it. Pleasant. Beautiful, as always, as everywhere else. Beautiful forest, beautiful trees, the sun shining through today. I haven't had much views so far in Connecticut, but I'm only about 4 or 5 miles in, so that would explain that. I'm sure we'll have some really good views on the channel here before we're out of the state. But even if not, the views of the forest is beautiful as well. So far so good. This is what I've been missing in my life. A rock along the trail with my Doritos and peanut butter next to a flowing, flowing's a better word, wide river or creek, which I can't drink out of because there's apparently some heavy metals in there. And I don't mean like Poison or Bon Jovi or Skid Row. I mean like bad for your body, contaminated water. But it sounds so peaceful. And I haven't got to see this for a long time. You'll get some better shots of it here in a little bit. I'll be crossing it on a bridge. But I'll just let you hear this for a second. That water and the wind and the birds. It sure didn't take long for the terrain to start looking different here in Connecticut. Look at this. Deep, dark forest. Definitely reminds me of Oregon. Definitely getting to the northern part of the U.S. Should be starting to see some evergreens and pines real quick. I love terrain changes. Here's the view from below the bridge. Over here we got some people fishing. Beautiful view, for sure. And then come up here and we'll get the view from on the bridge, looking down on everything. Some steep steps for some reason. Goodness. Steps were made for people with like size 2 shoes. Beautiful. And also beautiful. That's rushing pretty good right there. That section where the people were fishing is where 2 rivers come together. And the trail right now is basically on a ridge line right above that river that comes into it. So this must be coming down a mountain or something, because that has a force behind it. Kind of reminds me of Sierra, actually, last year. I really haven't seen rushing water like that for quite some time. Well, at least with this kind of terrain. And there was some rushing water down around Erwin that I remember seeing. I don't think it was anything like this, at least at that time of the year. Yeah, that's rushing real good. I'm glad I'm a little distance from it. That kind of water gets me nervous. Going on a little side trail here that takes me to a general country store where I'm going to get a few things for resupply for the next day or two, and also charge up some electronics as I'm in dire need of that. Get some rest and relaxation before heading out again. Heading back the trail right now after stopping at the Bowles Bridge General Store, Country Store, I think it was. Really nice owner there. I think it's her son, maybe too, was there working, and super nice. Some of the nicest people I've actually met on trail so far, and that's a long time. But was able to charge some electronics. Didn't get much of a charge, unfortunately. I was there almost an hour. It just doesn't charge much in an hour. But over here is swamp. Over here is swamp. Up there's a mountain. I think that's the next mountain I'm climbing. Bowles Bridge, the covered bridge, was really cool. Got some Indian food while I was there. They recommended some frozen microwavable stuff. It was chickpeas with like Indian spices in it. Really good. Which is shocking for me because it's really the one culture of food I do not like. And I've tried it many times throughout my life, and I have a very wide palate. Is that the right way to say that? I like just about all types of food, ethnic, culturally, whatever. I just love to cook and eat all types of food from across the world. Just never been fond of Indian food for some reason, but this was pretty good. So I got that, then some chips and ice cream sandwich, and of course a Mountain Dew. Used the business facilities for a business meeting. Charged my stuff and back on trail. Right now it's the road. The trail is going along a road along one of those 2 rivers. A lot of this next few miles is actually
part of, or right next to a river. I think it's getting ready to go into New York for that couple of miles and then come back into Connecticut for the last time. And then I think it's right along the river for a while. But right now it's just on this road. See how many miles I can get this afternoon, see how far I can get. I have a goal, but it's going to be really up to the ankle. I don't want to make the ankle worse, or it's not just the ankle, unfortunately. It's the muscles in the leg and the bones and the tendons in the foot. It's really affecting a wide area. And unfortunately, I'm doing one of those things that you shouldn't do, but it's bothering me that much that I'm doing it. So here in the next day or two, I'm hoping to get a little bit of rest on that, because what it's causing me to do is walk differently. That's when it's a problem, because then it could start affecting like your hips or your back, because you're walking gingerly or to alleviate some of the pain or whatnot. So I am doing that. I'm trying not to do that, but I can't really help it because I can't put my full force on the ankle right now. Like on certain terrains. Flat being one of them. When I'm going up, for some reason, it's not bothering me at all. I guess I just need to climb up and up and up and up and up and up until it's healed. That's funny. But it will get better. I have no doubt about that. Doing everything I can to make it better. But right now, walking on this dirt road, getting back to trail. And I think it starts climbing a little bit once I get back up there. Then I'll go back into New York, like I said, and then back into Connecticut for the last time. And then some things can go in the bag. You only seen the last few feet of that. That was actually a pretty steep climb. That was a good 500-600 feet in way less than a mile. Just kept going up and up and up and up. And I'm sweating and feeling good. The ankle's not even hurting at this moment. I'm telling you, it's something weird. When I go up, just probably the angle that the foot's at to go up, it stops hurting for a minute. So I need to analyze this some more, figure out what position I need to be in when I rest, so it starts feeling better. It's kind of weird because a couple days ago, going up and twisting on the rocks was what was hurting the worst, and when I get on flat ground, it would make it feel better. So I don't know. It just keeps changing on me. Keeping me on my toes, so to speak. Even though that would hurt really bad right now if I was on my toes. Whew. That was a good climb. Thank you, Connecticut. I like the climb. It is my favorite part of the trail, is climbing to the top of the mountains. Looking beautiful. And I'm back in New York for just about 2.25 miles though. And then I'll be in Connecticut and New York will go into its bag. Woohoo! It looks so much different on the New York side here. I'm kidding. It does not look any different at all, actually. And I still haven't stopped pouring sweat from that last climb. I mean, I guess I'm climbing a little bit now, just much more gradual though. But that was a pretty intense one, and it got a lot warmer after I was at the country store. Definitely got a lot warmer, and just now feeling a little breeze for the first time. Excuse me. So, dude, what do you think about the trail today?
Oh my goodness, Fortune, this is the most fun I've ever had. I love climbing the mountains. Woohoo!
Beautiful forest in here. greens everywhere. Right back here somewhere, there was something behind me. I couldn't spot it though. I heard a thump and I heard a huff twice. If it was a bear, it wasn't moving, because that I can tell. When I hear a bear walking or running, I can hear it. It's like a certain thud sound on the ground. But I don't know what else could have had that huff sound. It was definitely a bigger animal kind of huff. I don't know what it was. I never seen anything. I couldn't even see plants or trees moving. Huh. Very interesting. I was kind of hoping I'd see whatever it was, but I didn't. Oh well. Beautiful green forest coming down from that last hill. It really wasn't a summit, at least it wasn't on the map. It felt like it was a summit. Pretty intense climb over a short amount of time. Beautiful views here in Connecticut on the trail. Actually, never mind, I'm in New York. Forgot. Almost back in Connecticut. Yeah, baby. Here's some information that you might find interesting. New York City has 22% of its land designated as community parks. Now that's pretty cool. In an area that populated, that they have that much land set aside for people to go for walks, to get away into nature, and get away from the hustle bustle of the fast-paced living of the city. You couldn't pay me to live there, but it's good that they have that for the people that do live there to be able to get away and just enjoy nature. Anyway, some really cool information there. But with that being said, New York State is in the bag. The last New York, Connecticut border. It is all Connecticut until we hit Massachusetts. And then there were 5 states left. Woo! Oh yeah, Connecticut has rocks too. It's not gonna all be easy peasy. And those of you who know me know that I hate that term, easy peasy, because there's no such thing as easy peasy. Because what might be easy peasy to one person is not easy peasy to another person. But yeah, there's some rocks here in Connecticut. It's not all just groovy trail. And I really hear that the next summit has a lot of rocks. Some people compare it to New Hampshire type of mountains. It might be going a little too far, but I don't know. I haven't been there yet, so we will see. But for now, we're just going down this. I say we, really me, and you're just watching. Oh, I hate the slanted rock faces though. And then I try to get over to where it's not as slanted, and it has a tree that bumps me as I go by. But then there's this. That is gorgeous. Super gorgeous. Connecticut has some views. We're getting higher north. The mountains are getting bigger and more prominence.
Howdy.
How you doing?
All yours.
Appreciate it.
I'm sweating to death.
Oh, me too. It is rocky, rocky, and sweaty, sweaty.
Up and down, up and down.
Well, that short conversation with that gentleman pretty much sums it up. It is extremely hot out here until the wind kicks in once in a while. And it's rocky. A lot of ups and downs. Whew. Getting the burn going. I stopped a few minutes ago because I started feeling weak and a little dizzy. So I had the rest of my Doritos and ate a Butterfinger candy bar. A whole bunch of water. Probably just needed some energy and some hydration. As you can see, Connecticut has rocks too. Yeah, baby. For the rest of the time. Rocks, 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 rocks. Well, got to the top of whatever the heck that was. That was a pretty intense climb of about 350 feet. That doesn't sound like much, but that was about half a mile, maybe 0.4 of a mile. And it was all rocks. It wasn't just like a climb. So I don't think it's done. It looks like there's a little more elevation up here than where I'm standing right now. So probably goes up a little bit more. Only reason I'm kind of measuring it is because there's a water source up here soon after this climb. So I'm going to get some water. And then I'm going to figure out if I'm going to shelter tonight or if I'm going to try to go over this next summit, which I'd probably rather do tonight just because tomorrow it's supposed to rain. It's supposed to be a lot of rock. I don't really want to go up and down steep rock in the rain if I can help it. I don't know if I can help it though, because it's kind of based on my ankle. So when I get to this next campsite after the water source, I'm going to kind of try to figure out if I want to call it a day, just let it sit and rest for the rest of the night, or if I want to push through. I will keep you all informed. I've decided to camp at this next shelter, and the tent sites that's around it has a nice water source right next to it too. This last mile, apparently Connecticut went through Pennsylvania. It's just super, super large, pointy rocks. No big deal, except for the fact that my ankle screwed up. And it had been feeling better for the last couple hours. And then I did that, and it tweaked it again a little bit. So, I mean, it's, oh my goodness, 10 times better than it was this morning, 50 times better than it was yesterday afternoon at this time. So I think it's improving. So I don't want to push it too much. So I'm just going to go ahead and set up camp tonight, eat some dinner, rest it up, and tackle that next summit tomorrow morning, and go on from there and see what happens. But for tonight, here in less than a mile, a couple hundred feet of elevation, probably going to be rocks. It's all good though, all good. But and then I'll be setting up camp for the night. So if I don't talk to you again, everybody have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Live life. Here I am putting my tent up in this beautiful big area of a campground behind that shelter, which I'm not sure what's going on at that shelter. There's a backpack hanging from it that looks brand new, and nobody's here. I even checked in the restroom, the privy, which is right over there. Then there's a bag of trash inside the shelter, which really ticks me off, that somebody would just leave trash here. Then you wonder why you have freaking bears coming up and trying to get into people's tents at night. But anyway, I digress. Here I am setting up my tent, my backpack over here. And look at this. Do you think dude is helping at all? No. Just sitting there on that rock, watching me, telling me what I'm doing wrong. Oh my goodness, I'm having too much fun with this. We all love dude. Alright, I'm going to finish setting this tent up.